We've all heard the phrase, people who are born into money. Now, this statement is not entirely correct because it implies that some people are born into money, whereas others aren't, and they weren't as lucky as those people who were born into money. The truth is that every single person on the planet that has ever been and is and ever will be is born into money. Because this third dimensional reality is the reality of money. The world of form is the only place where we can experience money in form. But not everyone is born into wealth consciousness, which is the cause of money. So today we're going to be talking about how to rebirth yourself into the wealth consciousness that is going to shift your experience with money here in this third dimensional reality. That's what we're doing today. I have a few new subscribers, so I want to say welcome. If you have found my channel, you are in the right place and with the right teachings with Law of Assumption. My name is Hedley. If you'd like to know more about me or my offerings, including one-to-one Law of Assumption coaching, my self-concept course, I Am the One, there's a free version and a paid version, and my book, I Am Money, which will completely revolutionize your experience and relationship with money. You will find all of those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. But if I could just ask you to do one thing, if you are enjoying my channel and you are enjoying my videos, to please press that subscribe button on your screen. Thank you so much. So recently I recorded the I Am Money meditation to go along with my book, I Am Money, which I published last year. It's not quite ready yet, but it will be ready soon, and I will share that with you shortly. But it did get me thinking again about this concept and topic of money, because it is something that is so important to all of us, because obviously it can make this experience here in the third dimensional reality easier or harder. And I'm sure we've experienced both sides of that coin, so to speak. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about how to shift into that state of wealth consciousness, which is the cause of money in form. So if you are having any kind of issues with money, it's not money that's the problem. Money is never the problem. Money is neutral. Money is showing up exactly as it is for every single person on this planet. When we're talking about being reborn into money, what I mean is being reborn into the wealth consciousness, which is the cause of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down even further and show you how the law of polarity applies to our experience of money here in third dimensional form. Because once you know this, it is super, super easy to just flick back into that state of consciousness that is what is going to produce more money in your reality. It's super easy. We forget this. That's what makes it difficult, is the forgetting. When we remember it, then it's super easy and money can just show up. Keep in mind, every single person that is born into money, that is born into this physical experience in third dimension, which is the dimension of money, not one person on this planet came into this experience of reality with money. Any money that they have, they were given to or they acquired once they were here in physical form. Also keeping in mind that whatever money you do acquire while you are here in form, you will leave behind when you leave your body behind. Money is only here in third dimensional form. We do not come in with it and we do not leave with it. So that should tell you something about money. Money is a projection. It's a solidified form of the unsolidified substance, which is consciousness. Consciousness is the one and only reality. What that means is reality is nothing more than a holographic reflection of consciousness. So when it comes to money, money itself, which is form, which is third dimensional, is neutral. $1 in whatever currency that is the same for every single person. Now, a dollar can mean one thing to one person and something completely different to someone else. Let's take $1,000. It can mean one thing to one person and something different to somebody else. $1 million can be a lot of money for one person. It can be pennies for another person. So while everyone has come into money, not everyone has come into the same state of consciousness around money. And those people who were born with money, what they were actually born with was the state of consciousness of having money. Money can mean certain different things. Even for people with money, money can be negative. For people who don't have money, money can be positive. The money is not the issue. It's the meaning that we give money, which is what causes money to be a blessing or a curse. So what I want to do is take you through how the law of polarity applies to money, because this is going to help you understand how to acquire that state of wealth consciousness if you have become more familiar with lack. So I want to take you through a couple of diagrams. As you know, I love my diagrams. So as you can see here, consciousness is being reflected back in reality. However, the reflection is in reverse. So a good example of this is if you write the word love on a piece of paper and you hold it up to the bathroom mirror, that word will be reflected back in reverse. It's the same with everything else. So within consciousness and reality, the law of polarity applies, which means that everything has a positive and negative charge. Now, for everything to have a positive and negative charge, it also means that nothing must have a positive and negative charge. So considering consciousness is the nothingness from which everything arises, nothing starts with a positive and negative charge. So consciousness, which is the nothingness, is positive, negative. Now, this gets reflected back in reality, negative, positive. Again, the reason is the reflection is in reverse. In consciousness, money is positive, negative. However, when it gets reflected back in reality, it gets reflected back as negative, positive. When we come into reality in human form, we come in without money. We come in with a lack of money. That's the negative reflection. No one has any money on them when they come in. All we come in with is the bodysuit. That's it. And when we leave, we drop this bodysuit and we leave with nothing. We go back to the nothingness with nothing. Everyone is on an equal playing field, even though it appears like it's not. And the reason that is because everybody comes in with a complete lack of money. But where the difference is, people come in with a different state of consciousness around money. So you come in without money, but you come into the state of consciousness of money that is held by your family. So if your family has a wealth consciousness, that's what gives people that idea that people are born into money. They're not born into money, everyone's born into money, but they're born into a state of wealth consciousness. For a lot of other people, they are born into a state of lack consciousness. So you not only come in without money, but you come into a family system that has a wealth consciousness of lack. Now the playing field starts to shift. This is where it starts to look like people have money and others don't. So in order to be reborn into wealth, what we're really talking about is to be reborn into the state of consciousness of wealth. So what is the state of consciousness of wealth and how do we get there? I'm glad you asked. The state of wealth is the state of having. Now, in the nothingness is the potential for everythingness. That is the having. Every single person has the capacity to have whatever it is they want in consciousness. Everyone, whether you have money or you don't have money, everybody has the capacity to have money at least in consciousness. We can all use our imagination to imagine having money. Therefore, wealth is the having of money, at least in consciousness. Now, in order for us to have this experience, we require contrast. The contrast is the not having. That's how we come in. We come into this physical form, not having money. Now, within that not having, every single person has the potential of having because every negative must contain the positive charge. So in terms of being reborn into money means you have to be reborn into the having of it. So how do you get into the having state when you have been born into a state of consciousness of lack or not having? It is so easy, it is so simple, and you can do it in 3 possible ways. Revising your past, resetting your present, or reimagining your future. You can do all three, you can do one, it doesn't matter. The name of the game is to get into the state of having money. So one of the things that you can do is to revise the state of consciousness of your family when you entered into this world. So the way you would do it is to ask yourself, what if when I was born, my parents were in a state of wealth consciousness? What would my entry into this world have looked like? How would my parents have been? Would they have been more relaxed? Would they have been happier? What house would I have grown up in? What school would I have gone to? What clothes would I have wore? Actually put yourself into the life and the family, your family, in a state of wealth consciousness, and then play out that narrative. That's going to pull you into the state of having money. There's no way that you can be in a state of lack when you are imagining having money. And remember, whatever you're doing in consciousness is what is producing the next moment in reality. Okay, number 2, you can reset your reality. Rather than focusing on the money that you don't have right now, focus on the money that you do have right now. Even if you had $1, rather than focusing on the dollars that you don't have, focus on the dollar that you do have. Meditate on that dollar, focus on that dollar, become so familiar with that dollar, and then see that dollar morph into another dollar and then another dollar, and then use your imagination to multiply the dollar that you have in your current reality. Again, we're taking reality and we're applying imagination to it. This is the game of imagining. This is the game of awareness, which requires our imagination. Whatever you're doing with your awareness is what's producing reality. So if you are aware of lack and you're aware of the money that you don't have, then you are producing a reality in which you don't have money. So in order to rebirth yourself into money means you must rebirth yourself into having. So looking at your reality and looking at the money that you have, looking around and looking at the things that you have as a result of the money that you did have in reality. In this moment right now, you can focus on what you don't have or you can focus on what you have. Your choice will determine the next moment. So now I know a lot of you are really good with imagining future states. So you probably already have a imagining of what your future would look like, what your life looks like with money. Which means you must go into that future state of having money now. Put yourself in that now, put your point of view there and look around at your life from this future state and become aware of what are you now thinking now that you have money? What are you feeling now that you have money? How are you dressed now that you have money? Where are you now that you have money? Again, all of your awareness is on the having of money. Remember, the default state of money is positive, and that default state is the having, because we all have everything in imagination. If there's one place where we do have everything we've ever wanted, it is in imagination. It is in consciousness. So that is where we must go first in order to have something that we don't have in reality. You must be in the state of having first in consciousness to be able to have it in reality second. Consciousness comes first, reality comes second. Everything has the default state of positive, but in order for us to experience it, we need the contrasting state, which is the negative, which is the not of the default state. And that gets reflected back in reverse. And then within that lack, within that not having state, is the potential to have it in form. That's the rebirth. That's this whole game. We are here to be reborn in form, meaning we are here to remember who we are, which is God, imagination, infinite consciousness, in the finite physical experience of human form. This is the rebirth. This is the awakening. This is the remembering. So remember your wealth by having it now. It all exists now. You can have as much as you want. If you can imagine an amount of money in imagination, you must be able to have it in reality. That's the law. That's the nature of reality. Reality is nothing more than a holographic experience. So if the money isn't showing up, it could mean one or two things. Either you're more aware of the not having in reality, or you're in the gestation period of that solidification of consciousness into form. You will know based on how you feel. If you feel frustrated, generally that means you're focused on reality. If you're feeling, oh my God, this is so awesome, I feel so rich and wealthy, and wow, look at all this money that's available to me that I can imagine, and wow, look at all these people in my reality that are reflecting back my wealth, that's awesome. That will tell you then you're just in the gestation period. Just enjoy yourself, live your life, live your best life, live your most wealthy life now, knowing that you have everything that you have ever wanted now because you have your infinite imagination, which is the cause of everything that you get to experience in form. Everything is available to you. It is available now, and whatever you can imagine, you can have. That is the name of this wonderful game. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to know more, I would encourage you to check out my book, I Am Money, in which I share how to become the conscious observer, commander of money through the I Am technique. It's certainly changed my story of money, and I know it's changed a lot of yours who have purchased the book. Thank you so much. And as I said, the meditation will be out soon, and that will also be available as a free recording, but there will also be an option to purchase that one as well. If you would like to know more about the book I Am Money, I will put the link to that video there, and I would encourage you to check that out. Become the conscious commanders of money, because money is infinite. Money comes from consciousness, and consciousness is infinite. So enjoy it all while you're here. That's what we're meant to do. Have fun. Enjoy your reality. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Feel free to comment and talk about how wealthy you are. I'd love to read those comments, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.